Hello everyone and welcome to the Hive Production. In this video we are going to create the scene where the Titan meets Titanic. Don't worry, it's just a visual we have created in Adobe After Effects. So let's get it started. As you can see that I have Adobe After Effects. I'm going to create this composition with 1920 and 800 pixels, which has to be a horizontal composition. Let's create a solid layer and I'm gonna apply gradient ramp. A gradient ramp is a fact because I'm just going to create a scene of underwater. So let's create this scene and make them a color code is 63F2FF, the top one, and the end color will be like I think 01223F. So this has to be much darker, I guess, but it's up to you that what kind of a color tone you want. So I'm going to take this radial ramp and will spread this ramp top side from this to this, because that was the surface of a top side and that the dark part of the surface which is the under deep sea. So it will be like this. I think that is enough. I'm going to create another solid layer, and on this layer I'm going to give the name is fractal, and I will apply the effect is fractal noise. Here is the fractal noise. I'm going to take the dynamic fractal type, make them invert, and just play with the value of brightness and contrast as well, something like this. Yes. So it's time to animate. So I'm going to apply the expression, hold Alt key and click the evolution and give them a script time multiplied by 100. So that means each frame is multiplied into the 100, and this animation is going to be created in a loop which is infinite. So my next step is just going to be like I'm going to make them screen, so it will dissolve on the behind layer. And here I'm going to create the mask, something like this. It's just a random mask, not a calculated value. So as you can see, there's the texture is too much big in size. I'm going to go to the transform and scale down the size. So it is something like this. I'm going to apply a CC light burst. Okay, so on the center point I'm going to take from, click on this point, so you can see it's straight lines, and I'm gonna increase the ray length value, so it will come down according to the sunlight cross from the sea. So that looks much better. I think we need to decrease the intensity, it's too much high, and ray length has to be 790. Okay, in that 5% intensity. Okay, I'm gonna put them 100%. It will take some time because it's getting so much a little bit heavy. 80%. I think that was it. I'm going to create a new composition which is 1000 pixels by 1000 pixels. Again, I'm going to take solid layer, give them the effect which is called fractal noise again, and we'll do the same process. Give them dynamics, make them invert, play with the value of brightness and contrast. And just to animate, you need to go to the evolution, press Alt key and give them a script with time multiplied by 100. The same script we have applied here, and go to the composition settings. I'm going to give the name C top. I'm going to place this on the top of the C. Just drop down the composition in this layer and make them 3D so we can rotate them. Hold R key for the rotations. I'm gonna give, X rotation has to be 90 angle, so it will be like this. I'm gonna put them on the top press S for the scaling and increase the size of it, and double click on this mask, so it will create a beautiful mask on the side of it. We just need to select mask, or maybe isolate the mask, and now I will put them into straight line, something like this, and we're going to play with some expansion values and also add some feather, so it will feather something like this, and also make them blending mode screen, so it will be something when I play this. So now this kind of, that sea is moving and the sunlight is coming across the wing. I'm going to apply the glow effect to create some glowing look, shiny look on the top of the sea, like this. When the sunlight across in this ocean, it will be shining. That's good. Okay, so my another change, this one, I think we should go to the 0% value and make them fade. So fade will help something like this, because the sun rays could not come in the deep ocean. It has to be end from the center or 75% of the ocean. So you just need to adjust your mask, and okay, that's it. Okay, so what will I have to do in my next step? I'm going to select this, adjust this, and play this like perfect. I'm going to select this layer and press Ctrl D or duplicate and double click on it and name the floor and put down to the floor. Okay, I'm going to delete the glow first, and also because the floor in the dark part, so I'm going to press T for the opacity and just down the opacity, because it's not totally a bright side, it's a deep ocean, and there may be some kind of a darkness over there, so that's perfect. I'm gonna create some, no, I think I don't like this. Well, honestly speaking, it's not looking good, but let me play with it. Alright then. So I'm going to save this file, but before that I'm gonna put this Titanic image here by Control I, and this is the wreckage of Titanic, and just place here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take pen tool and we'll draw a pen tool, the mask, something like this. This is how I'm just going to draw this mask. Now we have done this, and now we have this beautiful mask of this Titanic. What we have to do, I need to give the name Titanic first, and also I will rotate them, press R for the rotation, and also just place on the surface in the ocean, and as well you have to press S for the scaling and increase the size throughout the scaling function, something like this. I think so. In the effect panel, I'm going to find tint and apply tint here, and after applying the tint, I'm going to give the color has to be this blue, which match from the color of the ocean. Okay, so now I'm gonna take another solid layer which has to be black color, and it has to be named shadow. Shadow that will create of the ocean. And again I'm going to take pen tool and we'll start masking. So throughout the mask of this, we have to create the shadow. Here is something like this, and I think we should go to the solid setting, make them dark black color because of the darkness in the oceans, and also press F for the feather and make their smooth edges by increasing the value of feather, mask feather actually. So that's it. And now the time is to import my OceanGate Titan. Control I for the import, and is the image of Titan. I have downloaded this image from the Google. I did not create this. So what am I going to do? I'm going to pre-compose first. Control Shift C. So it's a OceanGate pre-compose, and double click on it and you will go to the inside, and then you will find there's a OceanGate and the light. What am I going to do? I'm going to take the duplicate of the OceanGate. Okay, then you will get mask, take the pen tool and draw the mask only on the light, not the OceanGate. So you can see the mask is different, the light is different, and the OceanGate is different. Okay, I have turned on the layer, it's called light, and the second one layer, apply the same mask and make them invert or subtract. So what it's going to do is the light is different layer and OceanGate isn't the different layer. Apply the tint color, tint effect that's help you to make this bluish. So I'm going to come in this layer, I'm going to copy the tint effect of this Titanic and paste on Titan. So okay, so this light, I'm going to take another solid layer. I'm sorry, I don't want this. I'm just going to increase the composition size. Take the one solid layer and apply the mask. This. Okay, so apply this circle mask and treat them like a lighting on the direction lighting, something like this. Okay, after that you just need to select, press F for the feather and increase the feathering size. Okay, and also transparent a little bit, so you just need to go back to your main composition and okay, I'm going to increase the size of composition by composition setting as 2000 by 2000, so you can see there's a line of the light is appearing in the scene, as you can see here, this line. So I think we should select all of them, or maybe treat the light and maybe go to the right side of it. So now we have fixed this problem. There's no line of the lighting, and also I have pasted the tint effect. Now scaling down the size of Titan because the Titan is too much small in the size of Titanic, and this is my Titan, OceanGate Titan. I think 16% scaling, that was Maybe it's too much, it's still high, but it's okay, we can operate this. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a new solid layer and I'm going to give the name is called particles, and I will apply CC particles system. Oh, not CC particle world, sorry, CC particle system. Here it is. So on this point I'm going to put this here, and the effects control, I will go to the gravity first, but before that I'm going to go to the animation fire, select the fire, and then treat the gravity value from the top, something like this, and also longevity, and somehow birth rate also treat it. And in this point I'm going to find out particles type has to be bubble, and just read their birth size and as well death size. That's good. The birth and the death size we have to treat, because now I'm gonna start something like this. You have to play with some longevity and birth rate as well, that the particle, how much time particles can take and how much they can go far. So I think this color has to be white and also a little bit in size. So you can see there's a particles on the ocean gate, there's a bubble on the ocean gate when it comes to move towards the Titanic. Oh, I think that was a mistake. Control Z. So here, as you can see, I'm gonna try this fade in. No, content, no, fade out. That's going to be perfect for me, because the particles are going to be fade out and then disappear on the screen. A little bit rate for the velocity and also increment velocity, a little bit great. Okay, okay, that's perfect. When you will play this, so the particles will keep moving. So I'm going to place this here and also press P for the position key on the P, and then give 2-second time. So after 2 seconds the Titan will move here. Okay, more 2 seconds, that means 4 seconds. So the Titan will come across here. After 2 seconds, that means 6 seconds, Titan comes down more near to the Titanic. Also give them more 2 seconds, that means 8-second time, and has to be something like this. And then after 10 seconds, here is something like this. 12 seconds, more near 14, okay, 14 seconds, more near to the Titanic, and now in glowing Titanic on the through the lights, and 16 seconds it has to be moved something like this. So my animation is done. I'm going to give scaling size 14 and increase the size of Titanic. It was low in size. I have increased this size and also place their shadow, because when I increase the size of the shadow and Titanic, and so both have lost their positions, so I just need to place the shadow under the Titanic. Alright, so moving toward our next step, here I have just played this. So when Titanic is come to the Titanic, something like this. I know it's not the real one because Titanic is exists in the deep sea, so it will not take 10 seconds to meet over there. It's just trying to create you the lecture. Okay, at this point I'm going to find out this my light, and also there's the glow. So I'm going to select both of them, go to the split layer and delete the extra light side, because first the light was off and then the light was turned on, something like this. When the Titan comes to the deep ocean inside of it, then the light will turn on. So till 8 seconds 16 frame it will be turned off, and after that it will turn on like this. It was off when it was coming from the top, but when it comes to the dark side the light will turn on. Okay, so we'll move over to our next step. I'm going to import by holding Control I, and we'll find out there's a reel I have downloaded which was this, and this will be sea particles. Let's import first. It will take some time. Okay, so I'm going to import this one, and you will find out there is a particles, little particles in it, which is a sea particle. So I'm going to decrease the size through scaling by pressing S, and take Control D, duplicate, and apply effect which is called key light, and take this pen and select green color. So the same effect I'm going to copy and paste on this. So there are so many particles in it. Okay, so press Control D for the duplicate, but before that we need to duplicate them all, place it down here, and again duplicate them, place it down here. So press Control Shift C for the pre-composed particles. I'm going to monitor the time. I'm going to delete the extra layer by splitting layer, and then select this layer, increase the time stretch, which will be 15 or 16 seconds. So in that you can find out there's particles under the sea, little tiny small particles. Take the composition setting. I'm going to give the name is called sea composition. Okay, so you guys can see this. I'm going to take new composition which is called 1280 by 720. It's a little composition, and I'm going to import sea composition in it. So here it is. Press S for the scaling, and I'm going to apply, increase the scaling size 200. So here it is my Titan, and in that you can find out camera, and okay, so here it is the camera. I'm gonna assign the key of point of intersect and position. So after 2 seconds the camera will be here, After 4 seconds, camera will going to be here. After 6 seconds, camera will be here. After 8 seconds or 10 seconds, the camera has to be like this. And on 8 seconds, I forgot to use here like this. On 12 seconds, near to the Titanic, and in the last 16 seconds, it will meet Titanic. So that will be my composition with Titanic, particles, and sea. So I'm going to go to our next step. It's not a compulsory, but it's just optional thing that we just import our another object, and we should import. But before that, let me check. So I'm going to import this file. It is the file of fish, group of fish. So apply here, and I'm going to flip this file like this and apply will here. Okay, give them a same effect called key light, and select this green color so it will disappear, and also apply the tint effect to give them proper colors. Alright, sorry for taking this kind of problem, because this file is getting heavy and my system is not supporting properly. That's why it's getting a little bit hang. And so now here, as I have placed my fish, the group of fish or the bunch of fishes. Okay, on this point I will import this file. This is the file of some rare whale fishes, and I'm gonna place this here. From this point, apply the same key light effect and give them a pick green color so it will disappear. And you can find out there's a whale fish around the Titan as well, because it is the sea, there's so many creatures in it, so it's an optional that I have applied this whale fish as well. Okay, so on that point I'm going to apply effect called curve on the layer of whale, and it will going to be dark. So now in the end you can see the final output that my Titan is going to the Titanic, and now it's going to meet something like this. I hope you like this tutorial, guys. If you like this, subscribe my channel, press the bell icon, keep supporting Hive Production. Thank you so much.